The Stig, Episode 10. Ooh, donate to me until my eyes roll back into my skull. Tongue punch my fart box and send me skywards. Oh yeah, stick your stick in me and helicopter me. Oh yeah, Turkish snow cone anytime, baby. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor, and if you can stand it, you're going to have more of the Stig, you lucky, lucky people. Well, you may remember, since it wasn't that long ago, but here it is now. It's the Insider's Guide to Paris, courtesy of Harry's wife. And we're on to part 2 of the Insider's Guide. Part 1 was something of a letdown, as it was basically her repeating the paragraphs earlier about her supposed chum, the daughter of Isabella Rossellini. Let's find out what pretentious twat-wafflery that Harry's wife has to tell us this time on her Insider's Guide to Gay Paris. La Charlotte de Lille, a tiny hole in the wall place on the Ile Saint-Louis that has the most delicious hot chocolate ever. Yeah, dribble hot liquids over my naked skin. The New York Times has even reviewed it, calling the absinthe of hot chocolate. It's seriously amazing. I'm surprised she hasn't said amazeballs. It's like a little secret, and the woman who runs it seems to open and close depending on her mood. Well, bite your legs, really. Love it. Address, La Charlotte de Lille, 24 Rue Saint-Louis, en Lille. Robert and Louise. Amazing tiny place with fantastic open-fire grills and steaks. Wonderful, and also in a wonderful neighbourhood. Cafe Toscano. I highly recommend Cafe Toscano. This Italian place is so charming and delicious. They have a pasta with a light lemon cream sauce, which is to die for. Seriously, I dream about it. Address, 34 Rue de Saint-Péray, just off Boulevard Saint-Germain. Spring. Chef Daniel Rose has it figured out. He and his team serve up delectable bites for a special dinner, where the ingredients are sourced daily and inspired by the season and mood of the kitchen. The space was once an abandoned skateboard shop and has been renovated to be one of Paris's culinary gems. And then there's an asterisk. Unfortunately, Spring is now permanently closed. You see, that's what happens when you get mentioned by Harry's wife. Whitehall in the previous episode, Markle, and now Spring. Spring sprung and then became basically derailed. Poor Spring. And there's some pictures of the relevant places. Plate of pasta, fascinating. And then we're on to some more. What does she tell us this time? It's the Insider's Guide to Paris, Part 3. Chez Paul, very cool, typical French brasserie. My fave place in Paris, near the Bastille. Café Jacques-Martin-André. There is one place on Boulevard Haussmann that is inside a museum that is amazing. Everything's amazing, isn't it? And a total secret. Well, it's not, is it? The museum is totally boring, though, Philistine. The cafe is quite romantic as well. One of my fave spots, though I have not been there in a while. I looked it up on... You've never fucking been there in the first place. I looked it up online and there is not much info about it. I think they want to keep it under the radar. If you only go to one place, I would choose this place. Right, so basically, you've tried to look it up online to find out some more information about it. Found diddly squat. Somebody's probably mentioned to you and gone, Mademoiselle, you must go to Café Jacques-Martin-André. And she thought, yeah, I'll go there. And of course can't find it, didn't actually go, tried to look it up online, got nothing out of it. Frenchy Wine Bar. This place is such a gem. Yes, you can go to the namesake restaurant for a full dining experience, but sometimes pulling up a stool to this precious exposed brick space and dipping in a board of charcuterie with an antipasta of burrata, peach, purple basil or basil and balsamic is perfection on a plate. Is it not amazing? Frenchy Wine Bar will be disappointed that you didn't describe them as amazing. Verjuice, an absolute gem, another gem, you'll notice, of a restaurant tucked in the Palais Royal neighbourhood in Paris. They serve a daily seasonal tasting menu and a cheese course to die over. Not to die for now, but to die over. So presumably, pass me that slice of brie, thank you so much. Oh. And then you have a clutcher and you die over the brie. Dead, but content. Marvellous. Splurge and get the wine pairing and enjoy this truly delicious dining experience, whether you eat with your eyes as much as your mouth. Well, most people eat with their eyes because most people don't tend to eat with their eyes closed, because if they do, they end up with their spaghetti bolognese all over their crisp white shirt and they look a bit of a twat. Well, that's the Insider's Guide to Paris. Is there any more? I think there is. Now she's telling us where to stay. And the Insider's Guide tells us that we must stay at L'Hôtel, that's specific, in Saint-Germain. This Parisian prize was the last home of Oscar Wilde. It's charming size, amazing staff, yes, they're amazing too, and very French decor. Make you feel like you are at your home, away from home. Well, not if you don't have a home with French decor, because then you wouldn't have a home away from home, would you? That is, if your home is absolutely stunning and draped in beautiful velvets and Parisian tiles. Well, funnily enough, most people's homes aren't. Also, the private hammam is unbeatable. Also, Hotel Grand École. If you want to stay in an inexpensive but great hotel, I recommend this place. It is really super charming and also budget-friendly. I remember them doing a lovely free breakfast in the little garden, or at least it was free to me after I'd noshed the chef off. The hotel rooms are cute and clean, but basic, a bit like the author. It's also the university district, so there are lots of fun bars and restaurants. Absolutely fucking fascinating. But there's more! My goodness me, I've never felt so French. It's time to shop and frolic. Well, what about that then? Where shall we shop and frolic? Monsieur. Oh, this is my favourite place. It's so dainty and chic, unlike you, shaped like a box. A jewel-boxed store in the Marais, filled with the most delicate jewellery. Think micro-thin rings. A little bit like Harry's after you've been applying the strap-on, I'd have thought, for stacking. Necklaces that are so delicate it just looks like your skin is sparkling. And bracelets flecked with small gemstones. Precious beyond belief. Alaya Outlet. Yes, it exists. Yes, it's in the Marais. And yes, you have to go to scoop up all the fashionable goodness that becomes relatively affordable at this very hidden gem. Everything's amazing in hidden gems. I mean, for fuck's sake, this just shows how industrial beige this woman is. Get a fucking thesaurus at least. Marais. Take a lovely walk around the Marais, starting on my favourite street, Rue de Rosier. You can start here and get lost in the utterly charming old streets. It's a little gem that's charming and amazing. Versailles. One thing you must do is go to Versailles. Skip the palace if it's crazy. Why would the palace be crazy? Was it lost its mind? And go and see Marie Antoinette's country house on the opposite side of the property, who you think you are. It's so incredible and charming. Yes, something else that's charming. And you can still feel her there. She really comes alive. Bring a picnic and eat lunch in the Versailles garden. Absolutely fucking amazing gem. Charming gem. Amazing, charming gem. Hidden gem. Precious beyond belief. So there you have it, the fascinating Insider's Guide to Paris. You learn that everything is amazing, or a little gem, or a hidden gem, and don't forget that it is amazing. I'm sure that you are now booking tickets to go to Paris based upon Harry's wife's magnificent description and all of those insider tips, which largely strike me as though she's probably not actually been there, and As was, of course, uncovered in Tom Bower's Revenge, she spent a lot of time on the internet pulling together the information that was formed as part of the TIG. It would not, of course, be on the realms of possibility that Harry's wife did not visit Paris at all, and merely pulled this information from other people's recommendations in order to pass it off as her own, character trait acquisition, and, of course, the telling of a lie. Now that you feel thoroughly Frenchified, and that you are no doubt going to immediately chomp down on a baguette and probably go and get yourself some stinking cheese for lunch also, and you may well find yourself affecting a French accent for the rest of the day, ahead of us there's yet more tomfoolery, as you are going to have the delights in the next episode of, yes, a Rachel Zane hair tutorial. Who better than Harry's wife to lecture you on what you should be doing with your follicles on your head? I can sense your anticipation. I can feel your fevered excitement at this prospect. Until then, stay Stig.